Erased Destiny. Chapter 1. The Coward. In the afternoon, both Ryglan and Abella were at home, getting ready for dinner. The appearance of Cyril and Joanna's carriage at the gate caused Abella's heart to palpitate.
Marigold has done something again. We have no money to pay. What are we going to do?
I'll talk to them. Don't worry.
Ryglan met the guests outside and his wife cleared the table. Cyril shook hands with his neighbor and handed over a package wrapped in a gray sheet. The package was big and heavy, not comfortable to carry. After Cyril, Joanna has left the carriage. Ryglan pretended that he didn't notice Joanna. Nobody in the village liked, always gloomy woman dressed in black, haughty and interested only in her own matters.
This is for Marigold. From Jargon.
Thank you very much. Please come inside.
The horror on Abella's face gave way to surprise as her husband placed the gift on the bed. She guessed it was a dress. An engagement? The woman almost fainted. Cyril entered the house, and Joanna came right after him. Her expensive hat with black feathers fall down when it hit the door frame. Joanna silently accused hosts of this folk's pass. They should have built higher doors, that is for sure. Cyril picked up the hat and returned it to Joanna.
Bella, darling, pour us some beer.
No, thank you. I am sorry to bother you like this.
But there's absolutely nothing to talk about. I've just taken fresh bread out of the oven. I'm sure.
Thank you. Well, Jargon broke Marigold's arm and he is sorry about it. They were playing in our courtyard, so we feel responsible for this unfortunate incident. We hope you enjoy the gift and do not hold grudges. We have to go now. See you, neighbors.
The word neighbors, Joanna stressed so that Abella and Ryglan would not dare to think that they could be anything more. Certainly not their sons-in-laws. Abella slumped back in her chair, and Ryglan slowly sipped the beer the guests despised.
They don't know what they have lost.
The short conversation was overheard by both daughters, hidden in the darkness of Marigold's room. Rose stomped on Marigold's foot, but no noise alarmed parents thinking about strange visit. Why did Jargon's parents buy a dress for Marigold, the most common engagement gift, if they didn't want Marigold to become their daughter-in-law? Why didn't they buy something else as an apology? Sweets would be much more adequate.
Goldie, come here.
Yes, Mother?
Why didn't you say it was Jargon who had hit you? That you were playing in his yard? Never mind. I'm glad you didn't wander off into the woods. Accidents happen, don't they?
The girl nodded her head. She knew that if it wasn't for Jargon, her mother would have spoken differently.
You should make peace with Jargon and assure his parents that everything is fine.
Since when are his parents interested in my health? It's my business with whom I spend my time.
Not exactly your business. Put on the dress you got as a gift from them. Tomorrow you will go there and thank them nicely for the gift. Do you understand?
Yes, Mother.
Reluctantly, Marigold unwrapped the dress. The creamy yellow material interspersed with white ribbons looked so repulsive that the girl retreated to the table. She tripped over an empty tankard, which fell to the floor. In Rose's opinion, the noise was loud enough to officially join the ongoing discussion.
Oh, what a beautiful dress. May I try it on?
Yes.
No.
Mother walked over to the sizable package and finished unrolling it. She noticed at a glance that the evening dress was sewn for a much taller and fatter girl than Goldie. The expansive bodice served to support an ample breasts. Meanwhile, Marigold was as flat as a board. Even in high heels, which unfortunately were not included, Marigold would not be able to move in such a long dress.
Girls, go to your rooms, please. Goldie, don't forget to say thank you.
I'll thank them at the ball I attend in this dress.
Enough. Tomorrow you will say thank you. And don't bother with that family again. If you meet them in the village, say hello, and that's the end of it. The same goes for you, Rose.
To get things done, in the morning Marigold put on a clean dress and carefully combed her hair. Rose helped her to tie it with ribbons. Thus dressed, the girl knocked on the back door of Jargon's house. Jargon opened, sleepy and surprised that anyone had visited them so early in the morning. If Marigold used the front door, doorkeeper would serve her and Jargon wouldn't need to wake up. After a while, he smiled to Marigold. She came to visit him, so she has forgiven him.
Are your parents home?
A lump of ice passed down Jargon's throat with difficulty. She hadn't come to see him.
They left, but they will be back for dinner.
I wanted to thank them for the beautiful dress they brought me yesterday. I'm sorry I didn't wear it, but I was afraid I'd dirty it.
I'm glad you like it.
You remembered that green is my favorite color. Thank you.
She bowed politely and walked towards the gate. Jargon didn't know Marigold so calm and polite. Although she bowed without any grace, she has never bowed before. Why did she start to treat him like a stranger?
How's your hand? Still in pain?
No. Everything's fine. Thank you for your concern.
Shall we go to Sintra together? Now that you've got the dress.
Thank you for inviting me, but I can't. Dad has forbidden me to spend time with you. I am sorry, but I have to go now. Goodbye.
She bowed again and went back to her cottage. Not only had Marigold not forgiven him, her parents were furious with him. Till lunchtime, Jargon couldn't find a place for himself. He prowled around the rooms, went outside and came right back under the roof. He could not understand how this had happened. Why would someone dislike him because of some gift, even not so pretty? Only the return of his parents calmed Jargon down. They sat down to dinner together, but Jargon was unable to swallow anything. He waited until his parents would finish eating to talk to them.
Marigold came in the morning. She thanked for the dress. Did you know that green is her favorite color?
The parents looked at each other. Cyril remained silent, so Joanna continued the conversation.
Green. We have bought a yellow one. It was a bit too long, but you were in a hurry and it was the only one available on hand. We paid less than we should have, because the customer gave up on it. Anyway, Abella is a seamstress. I'm sure she can manage to adjust the dress.
How did her parents react? Were they surprised?
I think so. They didn't expect us. The visit was very short, we gave the dress and left. Do you know that dress is considered an engagement gift? I had to clarify that misunderstanding.
Jargon went to his room. He closed the door from the inside. He immediately hit his head against the wall. Tears dripped from his eyes as he slumped on the wooden floor. His parents had bought a yellow dress that was too big for Marigold. They admitted that he had hit the girl. As a result, Ryglan forbade Marigold to see him. The misplaced gift only angered Marigold, who exceptionally decided to listen to her parents. Jargon felt like a castaway adrift on a plank in the midst of the raging sea that had sunk his ship moments ago. For the first time, he called himself a coward. Because of his scheming, everything had collapsed. He had lost contact with the only person whose company he enjoyed, and who visited him for himself, and not for his parents' money, or with his parents' money. In the evening, Abella came to Marigold's room. She rarely did, so the girl felt uneasy. She quickly scanned the interior of the room, but it was relatively clean. Nothing to get scolded over.
I tried to shorten and taper your dress, but it's beyond my skills. I'm afraid I'll ruin it and it won't be good for anything. You know, we could sell it. If you agree. It's your dress.
Great idea. I would never wear it anyway.
I'll go to Sintra tomorrow. Thank you, Goldie.
It wasn't until after dusk that Marigold's family sat down to dinner, consisting of bread and cheese as usual. They had not eaten meat for a long time, sometimes fish caught by Raglan or Marigold. The villagers had depleted the forest game, and no one had time to hunt far from home. The poor peasants had to work on the fields owned by Cyril as a payment for the land, and the rich in the village were few. And those did not bother catching hares. The dress laid over the bed. Everyone but Rose pretended not to notice it. Only the younger of the daughters was eager to keep, or rather take over, the gift.
I visited all the tailors I know. Nobody took it. They didn't even want to exchange it for fabric. I don't understand. It's not ugly, just too big. It's a shame to cut it into pieces, but I guess we have no choice. At least I'll sew you something out of it.
I will go to the town. I'll try to sell the dress.
You've never been to Sintra.
I'll stand at the market. What if I succeed?
The conversation was interrupted by Rose's sneeze. The girl had a running nose, and shivers shook her body. Her swollen eyes made the picture complete.
And this one is sick again. At least Goldie doesn't catch colds.
Walk Goldie to Sintra tomorrow and return home. I'll make sure Rose stays in bed till your return, and then I'll go to work.
You'll finish late again. But what can we do? I'll brew some herbs for Rosie right away.
Overwhelmed by the task ahead of her, Marigold stayed up all night. She imagined Sintra, tall, stone houses, colorful roofs, wide streets, nicely dressed people, horses and girls in elegant dresses, flowers instead of vegetables, large squares and a market, wooden stalls full of a variety of goods. Warriors, such as Jargon's teacher, polishing steel swords. Tailors with real shops, filled with bales of fabric.